All right, hey, this is Steve. Welcome to this edition of Mediocre Maintenance Man. This edition I like to call Fixing the Dryer again. So, I've fixed this dryer a few times. It feels like, so maybe you've seen those videos, I don't know. But this time, my wife's complaining that she's getting black marks on her clothes. I mean, the clothes are dry. What do you want? It's a dryer. It's not a washer. I mean, she says there's getting black marks on her. Whatever. Okay, so, all right. So I thought, you know what? I'm tired of fixing this dryer. I'm just going to buy a new dryer, right? I mean, the mediocre maintenance man. I should just buy a new dryer. Well, then I priced new dryers and decided I'd fix the dryer. So yeah. So I got basically everything I need to kind of rebuild this dryer for like 65 bucks. So the problem with the black marks are these felt insulator things. You got one on the front of the drum and then one on the back too. If you take like a white cloth or white dish rag or something and run it in between, back here on the back side, if you get black marks in there on your white rag, that's probably what it is. So I think it's my front one, but I decided, you know what? I'm taking it apart. I'm going to rebuild the dryer. So I got two of these things, two of these felt insulation, one for the front, one for the back. I got two drum rollers. Okay, so you've ever heard of a drum roll? Here's some drum. Here's, give me a drum roll for these drum rollers. Got those. I got a new belt that goes around the drum. In the dryer, I got these, I think they're called glides, that the front of the drum rests on, and kind of, they're like smooth and like, they glide, it glides on there, on the glides. So you got those, and then I'm pretty sure this is a pulley for the tensioner, the belt tensioner pulley. So we're going to tear this dryer apart, and when it gets done, it'll be all basically brand new except the motor, and that's probably will go out tomorrow. Am I right? So anyway, it's a Maytag dryer, model number MDE9206AYW. So there it is. I think Whirlpool actually makes it. So anyway, but a lot of dryers are the same. Dryers are pretty easy to work on actually if you just can get them apart. Basically, you got a belt, a drum, a pulley, a motor, and then however the drum rolls around on the thing. So anyway, so let's get to it. I'm gonna see if I can adjust the camera and make it look a little better so you can see what's going on. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is take the door off, and that's kind of what holds on the whole front here. So we got two screws over here. I can't get it on there. Okay. There's one. You'd think this would be easier. There's two. And then the door just kind of lifts up. I think lifts up with that. Boom, there you go. Door's off. And then there's one more over here. Just same thing. Actually, there might be two. I only have one. Maybe I didn't get that on last time, but to do that, that thing, plastic thing kind of broke and fell apart, but it'll go back together when I put the screw back in. So here's my little box that my parts came in. I'm gonna use that for my screws and stuff. All right, so there's that. Now actually, look at this. Oh, look at that. So that comes off. And those are some clips down at the bottom. Just lift out, lift off. That's off. Always be careful. And now these kind of clamps here. Can you see those? Let's see if we can see those. I got a tripod here. My problem is all my camera operators are like getting married and moving away. So that's a problem. So, so I gotta do a stinking tripod. So anyway, so can you see that? Yeah, so that's got a screw. That's just when we take that out, it'll swing out, and then the top will be free to come off. So that screw, going in my screw box, and then this comes off. That's good. There's the top on. See, we got one on the other side too. All right, so now this. Let's see. Can we see? So this top's got some wires and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can just kind of. I don't need the top to come off anymore. I'm gonna see if I can just brace it up here somehow. What I can do is take it off. Maybe flip it around. Oh, just to let you know, I did unplug it. All right, so that's good. You should unplug things. So I got this project crate, like a milk crate thing, and we're doing a project, so I think it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna set that on there so there's no stress on the wires. You don't need stress on the wires. All right, so I'm gonna pause this for a second. We're gonna look at the inside here. Why would it pause? Oh my gosh. All right, so we're looking at the top here. Here's the felt piece. I have replaced that before. It just kind of hooks on they got some tabs that are gonna have to be bent out and then put back in, and then here's the back one. I really thought it was my front one that was causing problems, but it seems pretty new, so at least this part. We might get into it. The other side might be bad. Here's the belt. It is kind of brittle, so that's good. We're going to replace that. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take off this front. So there's some screws here, here, and here. We're going to leave this screw in because we don't need to take it out. I don't think. Can you see what I'm talking about? No, there. This screw stays. This screw. So 4 screws to take the front thingy off. All right. All right, so here we go. So if it has a little inset in it, we're going to leave that screw. So just you just have mine with darker screws. I don't know. The rest of them will be or not. Oh, your dryer. Got that one. Reach across. Pardon my reach. Got that one. And one more. Whoa, screws go in my screw box. Let's see if we can tip this down a little more. We'll take one and take the, whoa, so we didn't clean that out, right? That, so we don't forget that. All right, so this is that was your lint screen. So the hot air is being forced through here and going through here. The motor's pulling the air through here. You can't see that, can you? Pulling the air down through here, and the motor's down there. The blower fan's down there. So, so I got those things off. Let's see if this comes off. All right, so I realized that there's 2 screws on the front here that I forgot about. So, a bit long. That's a 1/4 inch nut driver. So I used to take that off, and then that slips off. Look at that. And here you've got your switch, your door switch. Has some wires to it. So you can either unplug those if you need to. Oh, I just did. I didn't mean to, but they're pretty easy. You just slide them off. But I'm just going to set this out the way. I might need to take those off at some point. So now where are we? So now we got the front drum brace. So we're gonna try to take that off and see. So those are the other 2 screws I didn't undo before, but now I'm going to. Hopefully you can see those. Sorry for sticking my big head in the picture all the time. It's a magnet. Don't know why. All right, so we need to find, what is this? This is going to be this one, maybe? Oh yeah. This is a 5/16. So here we go with the 5/16. And you might have to hold this up. So that came off. Super easy. And then this one, opposite corner. So that's loose. And now, see, easy peasy. Whoa. So that's, I think I might have found the reason for the black marks. So take this, turn this off, and I'll show you here. All right, now we're looking at this as if we're in the dryer. So if you ever wanted to know what it looked like in the dryer, here you go. So you can see up along here, kind of where the clothes gets kind of brown. But then we get down here, this is where that glide is supposed to be, and I have replaced that before, but it is totally gone. So I think I will need a new one. And then this one over here, the glide's gone, but there's a cork kind of cushion that goes behind it, and it is still there. But on this one, it's totally gone. And so we got all these metal shavings and stuff. Sits down. All these metal shavings from the glide being gone. All these metal shavings kind of getting hot and along here. So I didn't really notice the black marks on the clothes, but I guess my wife was right. How about that? So yeah, see, kind of getting a little black on my hands there. So all right, so that's good. So we're going to go on back over here. So this is what it looks like. The front off, and we'll get all that cleaned up, all that lint down in there. But now this drum should just kind of come out. Let me see if I can show you a tensioner. There's the heater element. Super hard to see the tensioner in here. So but you notice the it just kind of slides out now, so we're gonna slide this belt off. I think I'm going to. Anyway, that's my plan. I don't think I can do it holding the phone though, so hang on just a sec. Put that thing in there. The belt is to that's the tensioner. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, it's just spring loaded, and so I'm going to push it down, reach back in there and push it down by hand, slip the belt off of it, and then the belt will be loose and I can just pull the drum right out. All right, so if you wonder what happens when you release, take the belt off the tensioner, no tension on the belt, huh? Anybody want to guess what they call it? A tensioner? Anyway, all right. It's not so it can get attention. Look at that. So we're going to slide that out. It's got some indentions kind of on the side. We kind of have to fit it through there. And it's a lot harder than one here. It's not very heavy though. I mean, it's super heavy. That's what I meant. There we go. So there's that. The drum. Make sure you put it back in the right way. Well, it doesn't even seem like it matters. But I'm going to put it in the same way, although that's kind of worn. This might be the last time I fix this dryer, just to be honest with you. All right, so we go back in here. So now we've got the drum roll, please, right? Drum rollers, right? So if you're getting some squeaks or something, then it could be these things. These guys here, I've got new ones I'm going to put on. I've actually got new posts here, new posts that they roll on too, because those get worn. And then I've got, of course, the belt for the back, which is kind of a pain because you got to undo all those tabs and then stick it all back on there. So, all right, so we're back in here. Looks like it might need to be cleaned up. We'll get the shop back on it. Yeah, so here's the tensioner. And I should have paid attention to how that went on there, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, so it goes like this and around and hooks on this, and I've got a new pulley for that too, so we'll see if we can replace that. And it's got to go around, here's the motor. It's got to go around this piece here. And then like that. So yeah, why these things always confuse me, but anyway, we'll figure it out when we get there. All right, so all I'm gonna do is we need some snap ring pliers to take these, so we'll start with these. Get these off of here. All right, so these snap rings, if you don't have snap ring pliers to get off snap rings, it's a pain. These snap ring pliers, they like work the opposite direction, like you squeeze them and they open. So it's kind of dark in here. So I got two little holes. You gotta line up those. And you squeeze and off they go. And then this has got a washer and it comes off. And I'm gonna replace this post too, if I can figure out how to get it off. So that's repeat for the other side. All right, so there's actually a nut on the back side of this post. And so I bought these little wrenches, little ratcheting wrenches, like years ago on sale. I don't think I've ever used them. So, but now, look at me now. So it's pretty tight and I can't get in there real good, and there's all kinds of sharp stuff, so I don't really want to slice my hand open. So I've got it on there. I'm going to give it a little tap with a hammer so I can break it loose. So far it's looking great. Ah. Oh yeah. Nice. And my fingers are still intact so far. I shouldn't count my chickens, right? Okay. So there's that one. All right, so I got the new post on with the nut on the back here. I put a little Loctite on the threads just because I didn't want it coming loose. Remember, this is the last time I'm working on this dryer. And then you got a little squiggly washer. Okay, that's the official term, little squiggly, warpy, curvy washer, springy thing. Put that on first, I think. And then I'm gonna put that on. And then I got another washer I just dropped. It's okay though, I found it. And it goes on here. And then we gotta take our snap ring pliers and put the new snap ring on. And then good, I already got the other one on over here. See how pretty that looks, very spinny. All right, and then we're gonna tackle this felt insulation, which is I think it's my least favorite part. All right, I took the old tensioner off. It has a like this C clip on it that holds it on, and I was able to just push it down with my both thumbs, rotate it so it's the gap is up, and then pushed it down. It came off, and then there's a washer in there too. So I didn't get new ones of those, so I'll reuse those. But here's the old pulley, and I thought, well, I don't know, it doesn't look the same. It's got like a groove in it as compared to the new one, and it's smooth. And the more I start looking at it, I'm thinking, I think that groove's been worn in it over years. So it's definitely not fully round, if you can see that or not, but yeah, so I think good idea to replace that too. Looks like there was some grease on here, so I'm gonna get like just some auto bearing grease, and re-grease that up, and then put it back on. Oh yeah, it is time, I think, to get the vacuum out too. All right, so now we're taking up this belt thing. So I got these clips, and I got a big screwdriver, and just open them up ever so slightly, because we gotta slide the other ones, next one in, and kind of have it hold a little bit while we press them down. So gotta go all the way around like this. So That'll be fun. All right, so we're back. So I got the insulation strip on the back side of the dryer, so if you can see that. It wasn't too bad. It was just have to go one at a time and just kind of smash those tabs back down. And I now have the insulation off of the front. Kind of hard to see, I got the backlight. Anyway, so now on the front here, let's see if I can switch this. I didn't think about this lighting situation. So these glides are pop riveted in. Okay, so we're gonna have to drill those bad boys out. Okay, so I got a drill. It's not as big as the hole, but it's bigger than the pop rivet. So that goes out. That one. Okay, there's that. And then it should just kind of, probably need a bigger drill bit, but that's what I had. Yeah, so super easy. Super easy to do that. Okay, that was good. Did you guys see that? I do need a little bit bigger drill bit. Just ream it out a little bit, and it comes off. All right, so I'm gonna get the other side, and then we'll go from there. All right, now that we got the pop rivets out, got the old glides out, now I'm gonna clean it up a little bit because, well, because it's dirty. Okay, so no more black marks on the clothes. And my guess is probably this one was totally gone. I replaced them, I think, about 3 years ago. And it's totally gone. I think probably because we put a lot of clothes in the dryer. Probably is too many clothes, and so that probably made it wear out. So anyway, don't overfill your dryer. All right, now that we got our pop rivets drilled out of there, we're gonna have to put some new pop rivets in. And pop rivets are a thing that used to baffle me, but now I understand them. So I'm gonna explain it to you. So what happens is you got a long shaft here, and the rivet is this part down here. And so you use a pop rivet gun, you put it in there, and it pulls the shaft through with the little wide ball on the end, pulls that through, and as it does, it flares the other end out, so it makes a tight seal. And then pulls it all the way through, and then all you're left is with the rivet with the back of it smashed against the other side of it, so it's tight, holds it tight. So there you go, pop rivet lesson. So let's see if we can see it in action here. All right, so we got these cork cushions here, so it's going to go one side here and this side like that, and then we got our glides that are gonna have to fit through there too.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good. What are you? What?
What? What? You're in the Mediocre Maintenance Man video.
Hi.
Yeah. There's one of my camera ladies that is kind of retired. Can't get her to do camera anymore. So this is a pain. I think I got one lined up over here. So we're going to use one rivet here. You'll see that. It's going to go in this hole here. pop out the other side like that. Then we're going to push this in here. And pull that through. Alright, so we got that side in, locked in. Okay, finally got it through there. Had to pull it, kind of stretch with some pliers because it was a little bit short. So now we're gonna, if you can see that pop rivet as we pull it through. This just flares out. And now we got the rivets in there. See that, rivets, and the new glides on that side. So that's pretty good. And then the next one, this is the one that was totally gone. It's kind of like your brake pads, letting them get too low, right? You know what I'm talking about. And that's why they call it pop rivet, because it's popped, get it? All right, so we got new glides. So I aimed that cork the wrong way. So that's kind of stinks. So I might see if I can fix that. It probably doesn't matter really, but all right, Mediocre Maintenance Man. All right, so the Mediocre Maintenance Man fixed the issue with the cork facing the wrong way. Most of it's supposed to face, more surface area is supposed to face inside, and I had it sticking out. So anyway, got that fixed. Now we are working our way around the edge, putting the felt back in, and actually I am just pushing these things, pushing it down with my fingers, because the tabs are pretty easy to smash down. I mean, it's either that or I'm just super strong. I don't know which it is. It's hard to tell, you know? You be the judge. All right, so I'm going to continue doing this with my super strength thumbs, and we'll get back with you when we're ready to put it back together. All right, so we're ready to put the drum back in, and I'm putting a new belt, putting it, going to put it around here first, and then we're going to slide this back in, put it on the new rollers that are in there, the drum rollers. Drum roll, please. Joke never gets old, right? Okay. So let's make sure the belt's in behind here. Is sitting on the rollers back there, so that's good. And you can see the felt insulation is sticking through, so that's good, right spot. Right now it's just resting on the blower for now, so that's okay. We'll fix that in a minute, but now we need to get our belt hooked up. Get that lined up. So that's going to go behind. It's going to go around the shaft of the motor and then kind of wrap around that tensioner, so it'll put tension on. So let's see if I might be able to show you that. Hello, Harley. All right, so we have the tensioner back on, the belt tight. So that's good. Next, what's next? Next is this thing. All right. Yeah, next is this thing. And this thing, the little gasket fell off of here, so we need to make sure that gets back on. Alright, so the lip of the drum has to go sit, once it's set on the glides, right? It's got to sit on the glides, and then also the felt needs to be inside the drum. So, alright, so I think we're in the home stretch here. So we got the front frame back on, lower left bolt, and upper right bolt, and now we're going to go for this kind of door frame kind of thingy, and that is going to go right there. We go. So a little whopper jog while we were working with it, but it's all right. We'll get it back together. So we're gonna run one screw in there. That in there. Now we gotta get the front part on, right? Or actually, no, our long bolts. Let's put our long bolts in. You guys see that still? Here's a tip, that's a 1/4 inch drive too. I could have just used that. If I didn't, I had to go find it on my nut drivers that I lost. So anyway, that'll save you some time. All right, so there's that. All that's together. Here. Hook into the slots. Down. And slot. So that one's in. Next one, the hook into there. There, that's lined up better, good. Alright, so now we're ready for the front panel, right? Screen, don't forget that. And the door. Door just hooks right in. And screwed it. And there we go, back together. Let's go put it back in, see if it works. All right, so Mediocre Maintenance Man back with you here. Wrap this one up. So we got our dryer back together. We got it back in place, and just thought to tell you a little funny little story. So I got it back in place. It turned on. Everything was working. I say everything, not everything was working. So it was spinning and all that, but no heat in the dryer after I worked on it. So I had heat before, but not after. So I fixed one thing, broke another thing. So what the deal was there, I thought I'd tell you about it. I opened it back up. Everything that's closed in there, dry close. So opened the whole front back up and was looking, trying to find out what's going on. Everything tested out okay down there. And so what I ended up doing was I came up here and there's 3 screws, Phillips screws across the back here. Took those off, and then there's 2 other ones down below. I took the back panel off and ended up taking, looking inside here, and a wire had come loose off of this timer, and apparently it was the one that worked the heating element. So plug that back in. That must have happened when I had the lid hanging off briefly. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't put any stress on those wires, or you could lose a connection. But anyway, plug that back in, and now we got dry clothes. So good to go for another 10 years, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Or tomorrow when the motor goes out.